The Village of Tall Tales. Once upon a time, there lived a man named Yasuke who liked to tell tall tales. He was not a bad man, but he just couldn't stop himself from telling untrue stories. He would talk about how he had ridden flying camels, married a woman born from a pumpkin, and sailed on a sea of sake in a ship made of glass. Yasuke's reputation spread, and soon the village where he lived came to be known as the Village of Tall Tales. The people of the village didn't like this, and one day the head of the village went to Yasuke's house to complain. "Yasuke," he said, "you are a nice man. We like you very much, but you must stop telling tall tales. You are giving our village a bad name." "I'm very sorry," said Yasuke, bowing many times. "I won't tell untrue stories again. I promise." "You promise?" "I swear." "Good," said the head of the village. "So where have you been this last month? I haven't seen you for a while." "Oh, I went to visit my cousin. He lives in Hokkaido." "In Hokkaido? It's cold there, isn't it?" "Yes, very cold. So cold that if you put your chopsticks on the table, they freeze and stick to the surface right away. And if you aren't careful, your fingers and toes drop off." And you know what the worst thing about living in such a cold area is?" The head of the village shook his head. "Your speech freezes." "What do you mean?" "Yes, I know it's hard to believe, but let me give you an example. If you say good morning, the words good and morning freeze into 2 blocks of ice and fall to the ground like bricks." "Like bricks?" "And it's not only good morning. Whatever you say turns into ice. Hello, good evening, how's your ulcer? So it can be a very noisy place." "Noisy?" "With all the blocks of ice falling everywhere. Crash, clunk, bang, smash." Yes, Yasuke," said the head of the village impatiently. "I understand what you're trying to say, but..." He paused here for a moment. "It must be even noisier in the spring." "What?" asked Yasuke. "The spring in Hokkaido is very quiet and relaxing. I know that very well." "But what happens when all those blocks of ice melt? All those frozen words, all those frozen stories, all those tall tales? You must be able to hear them as the ice melts, and it must drive the people mad." Yasuke went quiet. "Well then, Yasuke," said the head of the village, smiling sweetly, "I must go. Lovely talking to you." And Yasuke stopped telling tall tales, at least for a while. Thank you for listening.